Today, we're going to review a specific expectation, and that expectation is participating in class. Participating in class falls under being respectful on our school matrix. We are showing participation, and we have our audio muted when our teacher and others are speaking. But what does show participation look like? And so that's what we're going to work on today. When we're in the classroom, there's lots of ways that we show participation. By facing forward and looking at our teacher, we're showing the teacher that we're engaged and we're participated. Your teacher can also usually look at your facial expressions and tell, are you confused? Are you understanding this? Are you nodding your head? When the teacher asks a question in the classroom, students usually raise their hand and the teacher calls on somebody. And in the classroom, if the teacher asks you a direct question, Mrs. Keys, would you like to answer the math question on the board? The student usually responds. Sometimes that response is, I'm not sure, or I don't know, or I need help. But when the student is directly asked a question, they respond. So when we are online during our Zoom meetings, participation is the same thing. It's just going to look a little different. If your camera is on, which means the teacher can see you, there's lots of ways to participate. One of the ways is just through your facial expressions. You might be giving a smile to let the teacher know that you like the activity, or you're understanding what they're saying, or you do see what's on the screen that they're showing. You might be having a sad face because you're really not sure what you're supposed to be doing, or something's not working very well. And sometimes we might give our teacher the, I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to be doing, or there's something wrong here. And so all of these facial expressions show your teacher that you are participating and trying to be engaged in the lesson. If your camera is on and the teacher asks a question, you're able to give a thumbs up to show your answer. You're able to give a thumbs down to show that you agree or you disagree or you don't have that. You're also able to raise your hand to let the teacher know, I want to answer this question. Can I unmute myself? If your camera is off, you are still able to participate, and you must respond when the teacher asks you a direct question. And what that means is, if my camera is off and the teacher says, Mrs. Keys, can you see what's on my screen? I must respond with a yes or a no. If the teacher asks me, Mrs. Keys, do you agree with what the student just shared? I must respond with a yes or a no. And there's different ways that we can do that. One way is you can turn your camera on and give your teacher a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You can also answer the question in the chat box if your teacher enables your class to talk that way. And last but not least, you can simply unmute yourself, answer the question, and then mute yourself again when you're finished. On our Washington matrix, under Be Respectful, all students will show participation, and that means that you are engaged in the lesson and you are answering questions that the teacher is asking you. We got this, Washington students. It's going to take teamwork to make this a fabulous year.